everybody, today we're going to take a look at a mini quadcopter, the Hubsan X4. This specific X4 is a limited edition print specifically for the Textra Brands company. So it will look a little different than the other ones that you've seen. However, it should fly just the same. We'll definitely take a look at that as well, but I will want to focus mostly, I think, on the aesthetics of this, just so you can see how it differs from your standard Hubsan X4. Pulling it out of the box, you can see that it is, in fact, a very small drone. Let me go ahead and pull the camera forward a little bit so you can see this in a little bit more detail. And we'll go over some of the features and finish off with a little bit of a flight test and some footage from the drone where it is a camera drone as well. Again, due to the sheer size of this drone, we're going to zoom in really close to show you, kind of. We're going to go ahead and pull off this little bit of cover plastic and just kind of go down through with what you get. And I'd assume this is exactly the same kind of a packaging for your standard Hubsan X4, but for anyone who doesn't have one or doesn't know exactly what you're going to get, we do have a nice ergonomic controller. Looks to be fairly basic. We do have a spring-loaded stick for your directional, as well as a hold stick for your throttle for altitude, as well as your yaw. We have our on-off switch here in the middle, as well as what looks or appears to be a couple of trimmer switches. Setting this aside, we do have, looks like a small tool for adjustments, as well as a few blades. Really quite nice to have included. We have a charging cable, and it does take a standard type of battery. We'll see what size battery this has in a second. And then the quad itself, as you can see, is really quite small. It's definitely a palm-sized quad, so it can fit in a lot of good places. It is a solid metal body, which I really quite like. It is not plastic. It's a very heavy-duty, nice little quad. They have color-coded the back props. The props themselves are plastic, but they've color-coded the back props as blue, front props as white for your orientation. And it's a very sleek, very nice design. Let me see if I can't zoom in and show you. It's a brushed metal, very pretty, very nice coloring design. The camera is a forward-facing solid mount camera, meaning that it doesn't have any kind of a gimbal. It is just a forward-facing camera. A tiny little quad. I think it'll be really quite zippy. Let me go ahead and get it paired up, get some batteries in the remote, and then we'll have a small test flight with this showing just how good the camera is on it. Okay, so I've got some batteries in here now, or in the remote now, and an SD card in the drone itself. The way to control the camera is this little switch here on the side. We press it. After we have juice to it, of course, we should see an indicator on the camera showing that it is recording. Go ahead and press that quick. And we do have a little red blinking indicator showing that we are in fact recording. We'll go ahead and again tuck this up in here. And I think this could have been a design. All they would have had to do was make a little flap on the back here, and I think this would have worked just fine. But it does tuck up in there really easily. We'll go ahead and turn on the control, and now we are synced. And I know that this is a pretty close proximity, but we're going to go ahead and just try to fly this off, and I am recording, so we'll see the camera footage as well. All in all, this thing is a lot of fun. It's really, really zippy. The only thing you'll want to be careful of is potentially losing sight of this where it is so small, but great battery life. I love the metal design. Very, very sturdy, very rugged, and works really good. All in all, one of the funnest micro drones I've ever had.